Thank you. Good day. Happy Saturday, the 24th of April, 21. Slight little technical glitch with an update to OBS, having to clear cache. I might do a separate video about that later. If you find that your OBS software via Streamlabs is no longer connecting to the internet, you might want to give me a shout out via the platform, the chat, comments on the video, and then I will get back to you. Let me just share this link and then we will be getting going. Okay, we're going to discuss the common law court and the revelations that have been brought by another website of which we're aware of, so we're going to chat about that now. This is an open chat, so I'm going to post and share. Just bear with me, keep that welcome screen on for now, and then we will get going. Hello to Claire, you were fast. G-man, ladies first, you know that, G. How do? Much love. Thank you for joining. Bear with me. Shut up, David. Let's go. You get warm, get a drink, get ensconced, and we will begin. If you've got anything to say regarding this video topic, now is the time. I'm just going into SPL's FB, posting, going into our Telegram chirp right now. Slightly delayed due to the technical difficulties. Alright, so thank you. It should be working. Let me know about the audio. Just going to the domain now. We is done. Click. I am Mr. Clicky. It's been a long, hard week. That's all I can say. Trying, stressful. I don't know how it's been for you, but I hope it's been better. I'm going to stick on topic and I'll give you an update later on. We'll be live later via SPLS Pro private domain from about 8:30. Here we go. All is done. All is done. I'm going to open the screen up now. He says famously, shut down these windows. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Hopefully, I'm going to appear. Yes. Ciao. Bye. That way. Barnster. Hello. Just sat down with coffee, says Claire. Jerry's changing a shower. All right there. Can you do that? We'll try and entertain you. Barnster, you need putting into blue. Let me do that now. Get down to business. I can't do that here. I'll do it another time then, because I'm not on tube on the laptop, brother, so we'll do that later on. What are we here to talk about? Expertinalllegalmatters.com. Stephen McRae, as we know him as Stephen Bincham, Steve, has put a headline up, a post such entitled as Common Law Court Affiliated with Government. John Smith of the Common Law Court, aka Agent Smith. Government, I've been calling him Agent Smith for some years now. We've got our reservations about this portly fellow and his demeanour, his rapport. Never actually spoken to him one-on-one. Everything that I say to you today is based on my first-hand knowledge, which is very little. It's a contradiction of terms. I'm tempted to contact him, get in touch. You see how we've looked at, extrapolated, analysed and compared common law, what common law is and its usefulness. Common law courts we have, if you was to be charged with murder over here on this English landmass, what would they charge you with? The charge would be common law murder, first degree murder first degree murder across the pond in the States. If you're a different language, your American English, your church and state separation, but we have common law charges here. You've breached common law. The public, area is common. The Crown control the public. Common law is something we respect. We've separated, much like in America, the church and state have been separated. We have learned to separate common law. Common law courts, they recognise equity. Most courts will recognise equity. I'm not going to get into that now, but we do business in courts of equity primarily. Common law. Great Britain, the United Kingdom of GB. Great Britain, it's actually the UK of GB. Great Britain is attached to UK, which is why I'm so particular about how I spell Briton, B-R-I-T-O-N, Brit on the land. Okay, not the Great Britain of UK, but the UK of GB, however you feel writing it. It's the United Kingdom of Great Britain. The United Kingdom is a paper-based trust, so we're very astute at what we do. There are many try to emulate and imitate whilst we are originating. If you've read any of our Sovereign Masters Guild key competence packs there, if you've been with us for a while, you may have been surprised at what you've read with our comparisons of Magna Carta, common law, statutory, and the way that jurisdiction is looked at, questioned. We challenge your inherent jurisdiction, proof of claim, proof of authority. We manage persons rather effectively. We into our 4th year with the .com. We're going from strength to strength. I'd like to talk about what we got going off here. Let me just check the screen. All right, yeah, we're good. What I'd like to talk about here today is the fact that I've tried to reach out to Brother John of the Smith clan. I don't believe that's his calling for one. When I went up to the Wake Up Project some years ago in York, we held the seminar there. It was a seminar that I was invited to. I wasn't allowed to meet John Smith. He didn't turn up, so it was denied. I've never spoken to him directly. We have reservations about this gentleman. Just wait for a minute, the screen will go back to normal now. I just wanted to check something and see who was in, so I'll do it this way. I just forgot what button to press. I want you to give your first-hand knowledge, any dealings with the common law court. I'm going to do another one later regarding Beth Nelson and the trust there that she has, and your influences on that, your opinions and how you've been influenced and your interactions on that. It's a serious issues. I'm not saying that I or our trust or our methodologies, ethos, ethics and moralities, principles of doing business are 100% correct, but we seem to be pretty much bang on. And if you've been with us for a while, been on Indiglo channel, Facebook, SPL's or our private domain, and you will know of how I, Kevin, the Trust, and some of our established, verified supporters do business. Some of our admins in the Telegram group there that we have are also, this Wednesday night weekly chat that we have. You'll get to see and hear, see the chat, but when we have the voice text-based chat, you'll see, and then we put in a weekly update on a Wednesday, heralded by brother Anders from Sweden, a voice chat. The last one was 3 hours long. You'll know we put ourselves out there. We're open to questions. We don't hide behind masks, screens, pseudonyms, alter egos, fake names. And very interesting, very, very interesting, the proposals and what there is to choose from. Magna Carta, Constitution and common law we've put to one side. We've expressed trusts publicly. Obviously the private ones you don't know too much about because they must remain private. We've tried to show you brand new, not that the technology is brand new, this is old and older than the first book of Moses, Genesis, there where the trust is pointed out, the bare naked trust. Naked trust, bare trust is a legal trust, and a naked trust is the Abrahamic trust. So when you find naked man, Adam and Eve, in the Garden of Eden, it's a naked trust, and they covered themselves with a fig leaf. And that fig is for you to figuratively work out in your imagination at the temple under the dome what go on. Trusts can be evidenced before the book, the Testament, and old and new. Okay, much like the pre-Christian cross we brought to you. So trusts aren't Roman, they're not Christian, and they're not Catholic. Law, L-O-R-E, lawful private trusts, not legal trusts, not trusts of ecclesia, not common law trusts, even though they operate in common law in the public, but not with the governance of common law. They're commonly out there without a judge, without paperwork. For instance, private express trusts and how they can be set up without a court, without paperwork, without registration, lawfully. Secret trusts, how they can be set up without courts. There is a little bit of paperwork, but not a lot. Deeds and so forth aren't necessarily required. And it's very, very interesting what we've stumbled across. Some of the researchers from our old Facebook trust, Sovereign Paralegals, ran off at the point of finding the triangle, Richard Ansar, and they love the legal aspects of trusts and the Trustee Act 2000, and it's applicable to various types, but not all. And lawful trusts, express trusts, private trusts wouldn't be subject to the trustee. Secret trusts wouldn't be subject to the Trustee Act 2000. Legal trusts are in a certain capacity, and those of you that are on the .com will find a supplementary detailed information from our 2 and a bit hour chat that we had last Saturday that is up there for you to check out. So common law has its place for social governance. Okay, it doesn't have the highest attributes for us in protection, reservation of property, how to prove title rights, equitable title to property. And we abide by common law. I'm not here to diss it in any way. I'm a common law man and wife. Common law duties and obligations where you're expected to go outside and act normally, execute, yourself, conduct business, your day, go about your day in an orderly, timely, respectful manner, in accordance with your particular social, political, religious beliefs thereof, whichever way you may be, Rastafari, Buddha, Sikh, Indian, Asian. It's a lot there. I'll just encapsulate that with the Asian religions. And you have the 3 major Abrahamic that we've brought to you there: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity itself. They all have codes and morals. Okay, and we operate by them. Do no harm, commit no fraud, injury, wrongdoings. Just be decent in a way. We've long time talked about this and its benefits and pros and cons. Now I want you to talk to me. I want you to tell me how you feel, what go on. If you've had any interaction, let me just scan the room, and then we're going to go through this proposal outlay from Brother Steve, expert in all legal matters. Stick to the simple God, and anything after that is construct. Yes, G-Man. Kathy, I remember that meeting, watched it when you posted it. He gave himself away by his behaviour. Yes, actions speak louder than words, aren't they? Hello to Claire. Black. Lisa just woke up, having coffee to really wait. Hearing David makes it all the more smoother. You little charmer. Thank you there, Lisa. Hello to all the fam. How are you? All right then, Nonna, Albert. Let's get to business. Let's get to business. There he is. Okay. Scroll down. It might take a moment. There's a delay here, but I'm going to continue on. We'll magnify the screen a wee bit. Let's expand for you. This is what the outlay is. We're not on the Common Law Court website. We're on Stephen's expert all legal matters website. It says there, Common Law Court, Viz. Legis, Common Law Courts, Great Britain and International. And you've got lawful remedy. Everyone can be held accountable for their actions, and every man or woman that has suffered a wrong has the right to lawful remedy. Suffered, you've got that word wrong there, I'd argue, because suffered in legal terms is to allow and to endure. You've had torts inflicted by our discovery. It's subject to tort law. There's a deed of declaration highlighted here underneath. Register your birth certificate under common law. Under, that tells you something again. Under, we stand, we are the law. We're either at law, at the law levels, or we are the law. How are we the law? You are crowned when you have your Earth Day, birthday, Earth Day, ether, earth, heart, anagrams there. So we'll just leave it as the Earth Day when Mum waters break, she goes into labour, suffers the contractions. Okay, listen to what I did there. A contract is a contract, and contractions. All right, shrinkage is of when something contracts, it shrinks. So we are not under anything. You are either at level or you command the law in the office of, whichever you choose. I'm in the office of saint. I know thyself, knowing thyself, etc. Already registered your birth, become a member. Birth, B-I-R-T-H. All right, so even if you're speaking Oxford English, under still means under. Okay, registered still means what it means. I haven't got the implied meanings and definitions there. We're not here for that, but feel free to look up at a Latin and a law dictionary on your Oxford dictionary. Perhaps a church dictionary as well. Get your common law courts card. Fabulous. Right, Steve, what else do you have to say? Welcome to the site of the Common Law Court. Help to reclaim our rights and lawful remedy. Legal maxim now that we have found, of the 10 commercial precepts, maxims and axioms of the Temple BAR London Law Society. One of them is, he who fails to assert his rights, therefore has none. So you don't reclaim your rights. You always have your rights. When you volunteer information, you surrender and submit. When you submit your rights. So your rights have never left you, and you don't need to reclaim them. You just need to retain them. Retention of rights, okay? And to volunteer, what is your name? You willingly, for your own volition, give a name, a date of birth, and etc. That's how you submit your rights, through signing with liability. So reclamation of rights and lawful remedy is not exactly what SPLS Pro, I, David, the Trust, Kevin, and our paperwork notices, instruments show you what to do. So we're reading this paragraph here on the left. The truth is that throughout everyday life, people everywhere use and rely on common law to live and work together. That is the truth, yeah, in the social public aspect. It is simply the inherent way that people conduct their affairs together. Liken it to the roots that bind together human communities, but unconditionally upholding life, dignity, and well-being of every man, woman, and child. These roots are especially necessary and foundation in the face of powers that seek to subvert such natural freedom. To extend our everyday reign of common law into all areas of life means to challenge the arbitrary rule. Doesn't read quite correct, but we'll carry on. But the very fact that it is the law of we, the vast majority of humanity, means that it only needs to be consistently practiced by enough of us to allow the sheriff, officers, and the authorities to enforce. I don't know, it's a bit ambiguous and not very direct, so I'm going to move on to, you put your comments in the screen, in the chat room as you see fit there, and I will go back to that in a moment. I'm now reading on the right hand side of the screen, getting started. The Common Law Court has created an international database for all living men and women. By submitting a declaration for your birth, you have confirmed that you exist. Now, I got some problems with the words there, as you can imagine by what I've set you up with at the beginning of this video. One of them is by submitting, okay? Tapping out, what does a wrestler do when he's back in the day when Hulk Hogan and Legion of Doom, Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks, you know, one of them gets one up on the other and you're about to, you know, give up. What would you do? What would you tell? How does it? The referee doesn't step in. You can voluntarily submit and you tap, or the coach on the side waves the white flag. Different, you know, environments, different techniques, but to submit, when we submit a form, all right, so sub is lower, and mittens, mitts, you have mittens, all right, German language, the submitting, enough there for you. Those of you that have watched my entangled etymology replay of Brother Chiron last Golden Web, you will know exactly where I'm coming from. And then the next word is declaration. On the same sentence, by submitting a declaration, dehumidify, deregister, all right, declare, declassify, D is without. So by submitting a declaration for your birth, no, it's not our birth at all, it's the person's birth, the certificate, the instrument, you have confirmed that you exist. You, who is you? You know, there's no semantics there or anything. You're just taking this as OED. That is completely not concise. You know, the fascination I have, word porn fans, and the way that the trust, the work that we've done, the discoveries, the analytical, monosyllabic with Brother Santos and Josh at the time, back in the day, discussed this in depth, extensively, and have broken it down for you, and it's for you to choose what you think about that. Currently, the only existing record, record, you record, dubbing, dub plate, massive, back in the day. So currently the only existing record for you is a legal fiction which the state has attached to you. This means that you fall under their rules, the jurisdiction. By recording your birth with the common law court, you have now an option. You can remain under the statutory system and rules, or stand under the authority and jurisdiction of the common law court. I don't know about standing under, and that's what you do. We talked about this extensively again. Inner, over, and understand. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you overstand? What is your standing at law, status, standing, and capacity in our key competence publications that we've released to you some time ago? So if you want to stand under the authority and jurisdiction of John Smith's common law court, great, good choice for you. It's your free choice. Those that support SPLS Pro equal with us by the sides. There's no under, there's no above. It's all, well, there is above and below, as in the Hermetic teachings. So we'll leave that there, but you don't stand under anything. There was no charge for recording any information with the common law court. and there's a click link, hyperlink here to register your birth certificate. Now, we've recently, over the years, initially, since we've shown our concern about the common law court, its ambiguous, proclaims non-backed up, and the fact I can't get to speak to him, and we've asked for feedback from you. Not all of it has been good. A great amount of it has been negative, and we can prove that because we've got testimonials from you about this. Quite a few of you that support us at splspro.com have actually emailed the courts when we told you that you have an equitable instrument and an equitable asset, and the equitable instrument is your person's birth certificate, and the equitable asset is the signature of which you afford to any paperwork, any public, legal, commercial paperwork out there in the commercial market. So when you were dealing with the common law court, if they ask you for particulars of your person, the birth certificate, the equitable instrument, your straw man, if you give John Smith and you know authority and consent, powers of attorney, etc., by standing under and submitting, okay, and he asks, or they ask, or an agent for them asks for the details on your straw man, birth certificate, equitable instrument, and you read out all of the fields, yes, what they can do is then go online to the government website, okay, deaths, births, registrar, there's Registrar General for births, deaths, and order a birth certificate on your behalf without you knowing. Anybody with the adequate details, if I was to hold my person's birth certificate up to the camera now, my straw man, the equitable instrument, you could all see that. What is to stop you from logging on, yeah, to the government websites for births, deaths, and ordering a replacement certificate, and then you would have that sent out. There's no checking of identity. Think about it. There's nothing. It's just a website. They don't ask for any ID. You pay the promises. They will send it out to whatever address. Concerning, to say the least. Okay. So when we say we at SPLS Pro don't want to see your person, we don't want to see any submitting, we don't need any registration, all right? Whether he be speaking in legalese or not, you've got to think about the titles and transfers that are being done here, which is why we wanted to speak to him and ask some questions, and I believe which is why he doesn't want to speak to I. Now we're rolling down again, still on Expert in All Legal Matters website of Brother Steve. None of this is SPLS Pro. All right, it's at the top there for those that and it's been put in the links recently. It's had 16,000 views in a week, the post via the commentary, and we've put it out. I've put it out and shared this story and my concern. So we're going down. You've got Fresh Start, Truth Foundation, reminds me of a Scottish type influenced iconography there, in blue and purple and white. And then we're going to go down to it's quite a bit to go through. Open Secret Wellbeing Scotland, a confidential service for survivors of childhood abuse. There's a link to OpenSecret.org. Open Secret are a community-based organisation who provide confidential support to individuals and families whose lives have been impacted by childhood abuse or trauma. We work with survivors of all ages. Our services are available primarily in the Forth Valley area, but some aspects of our service are available throughout Scotland. We offer a holistic service including individual support, family support, group work, befriending services, friendship, okay, complementary therapies, advocacy support, and work closely with other agencies to ensure survivors can access various streams of support needed at that time. You can get help now. It's a bit of an inclusion there for those, and that's what that number is applicable to in blue on the right hand of the screen. CSA, Support Recovery Seeking Truth and Justice. So it's got here some imagery, donate button, welcome visitors. Fresh Start True Foundation has the common law core linked in their website. Stephen is going to show you all who you've signed up to via your birth certificate and giving John Smith, aka Agent Smith, possible powers of attorney. Now, we've all heard Brian Harvey talk about Brian Garish in the UK column and his claims of paedophilia linkage, and not my words, Brian Harvey's words. When I heard that, I was like, I knew. I felt a bad vibe about the UK column. What is a column? Obelisk, columns, erections, phallic icons, UK in itself, not England, not Britain, but UK column. And alongside Brian Harvey's revelations naming UK columns, Brian Garish, not me. I accept no liability. I've shared the video at the time and it was made public knowledge. There's another little aha. We thought we detected bad vibes, and now we've heard other claims from other public speakers. E17's Brian Harvey there, and his YouTube channel. There's David Scott on the UK column news. And then we've got some, it looks like company house information. It's not Dun & Bradstreet, so I'll go for company's house. It doesn't say where the source is, but search for a company or officer box here. You can't do anything with, just a screenshot. Fresh Start Foundation Limited, it's got a company number, overview, it's got a registered office address there. Okay, where's my little, do it like that. 15 Mulroy Terrace, Roybridge, United Kingdom. Company status active. Company type, private company, limited by guarantee, without share capital, incorporated 8th of March 2017. It's got some accounts details there, confirmation statement. It's all legal stuff for business. All right, it's got the role, director, nationality, country of residence, Scotland. So that's Scott David, then correspondence address. All this is via Stephen's website, Expert Legal Matters. Okay, and we're scrolling down. Wellbeing Scotland, we got some company registered office details, company status, accounts, etc. again. And private company by guarantee, accounts, nature of business, SIC, previous company names, Wellbeing Scotland Limited, and Open Secret. That's an oxymoron, but still open and secret. It's either open or it's a secret. Wellbeing Scotland, you've got more details here. Current officers, Janine, Daniel, Renee, address, role, secretary, Ali Sophia, should I say, or Sophia Ali, to be correct. Details, all right, director, Colin, Eleanor, Margaret, Colin, and Sophia Ali, again, details, directors. Stephen William Kelly, director, Elisha Kang Kimani, all right. Lots of names there. Who's going to say that one? Fungi, Magoosh, I believe that's said. Someone as tricky as Jeremita, Therese McGoldrick. We'll scroll through this till we get to some more. We're nearly at the end. These are all directors, and you go to the link that we've posted everywhere and you will find your own link to get to this. All right, I'll put the link into the chat or into the description later. Right there, you get to the OBS, make it easy for you. Give you that now. You're going to see the chat screen pop up a minute while I put that link in. There you go, that's where I'm looking. Read back to this, right. So now back to Steve's words. So now we know that Common Law Court have dealings with Fresh Start True Foundation, who are a company owned by David Scott, and Open Secret Wellbeing Scotland, who are also a company, and have legal dealings with the government, also owned by David Scott, who has deals with UK column. It's got partnerships here, a little bit about a screenshot with Wellbeing Scotland. It's got some iconography there regarding sponsors, associations, clients, I don't know. now that the government have your consent via the power of attorney via the live birth certificate, they now can access your live birth bonds via the common law court. Well, I had a word with Kevin about this, and I said, if we're all in legal possessory title, considered as trustee, public chattel, and etc., then when we give a date of birth, a surname, a signature, and a national insurance number in a legal, commercial, public capacity on behalf of our estate, strawman, fiction, and etc., then we give them consent to get access to the bonds. Much like when we go to a court, if you go to a court when your person is summoned and you mistakenly turn up on behalf of your person, the correction of the body, the presence of the body corrects the error of the name, and etc., and you take the full liability in a legal sense, civil or criminal, and you present yourself for those charges on behalf of the person, and you volunteer. Remember, maxims of equity, one of them, equity does not aid a volunteer, and you volunteer, you also consent and take on full public commercial liability for said charges and legal controversies at hand. Instead of managing the estate, David and Jeremita are present. We are a party here, we're privy to the facts of the matter. We require proofs of, with our conditional acceptance under the OFT regulations and etc., with accounts being in serious dispute and one thing and another, we build up quite an articulate conditional acceptance for, and then we require proof of claim, proof of authority. So the government have your consent via tacit acquiescence, okay, and you affording signatures with full public liability. So I don't know, I need further clarification, and I want your commentary on that the government are getting consent via the common law court and the alleged power of attorney by submitting and giving to various agents or John Smith himself via his website and forms. The government can now access your live birth bonds, which is the bonds is already being accessed presently. So this is a third party, the common law court, rather than it going from a third party like the DWP or a judge or a magistrate or NHS trust or a doctor or anybody, commercially, an insurance company, automotive, transportation, employee relationships, signatures, date of birth, surname. You see where I'm going? When you submit job applications and etc., then others get afforded access to in various ways. Were you volunteering information freely without the adequate protection and management there? So third parties have always been able to, not just clerks of courts and magistrates, judges, high courts, etc., teachers, schools, doctors, all public, commercial, financial and just commercial aspects of the realm outside. So I don't understand. I need more information on that, on what you would see. It's ultimately giving the common law court. I don't see any registration on this about the common law court being legally registered as a corporation or business. That's what I'd be looking for here, Brother Steve, regarding the controversy that he's raised regarding that. And I believe there's something I might be able to press there. Okay, let's see what this brings up. Video is unavailable. All right, so get out of that. That's not working. We use that. Those of you might recognise that as the old Sovereign Paralegals banner that we had on Facebook for some time, and I put some minions at the front there. Then I noticed a brother called Stephen had appeared sometime after the inception of that, Cyber Solicitors, Sovereign Paralegals, 2014, 2015. All right, and I didn't have a clue who Stephen was until he came onto Indiglo and introduced himself. I was fascinated that an expert in all legal matters would be interested in little old Indiglo at that time with about 2,000 scribes. He seemed to have an infatuation with Brother Smithy there, those clansmen, Raffaello Diorio, Gordon Banks, Gobsmack, yes, Stephen, Mark Salon, Tom Crawford, Justin Walker, David Robinson, a circle, you know, of these men that have been established some time. We're the young ones, even though I'm 43. We are the whippersnappers, the underdogs that are now not so much under anything. We're not under anyone. We may abide by the Ten Commandments, Abrahamic, Mosaic law, universal Hermetic law, principles of equity. Definitely not always legal equity, not ecclesiastical equity, lawful, positive equity. All right, moving on. He's put again now, getting to the bottom of this coverage from Stephen. Common Law Court's header is there. Stephen Shelton and Stephen Shanks. Stephanie Shelton and Stephen Shanks. A copy of the declaration below. So this is what happens when you submit information to the Common Law Court. You get you can search on DuckDuckGo, put your name in, your person's name in, sorry, if you have registered, and then Common Law Court, and then it will bring up the search results for what can be found publicly on the database from the Common Law Court. So this is to do with a partial record. A company declaration has been recorded for the preservation of the Common Law Court. The information contained within it for Stephanie Charlton and Stephen Shanks is based on first-hand knowledge as provided by the named individual. This individual has submitted this information under the penalty of perjury and full liability. It means that hopefully they're telling the truth. Book of Deeds extract, company declarations recorded the 18th of June 2020. Now, if you choose to email the Common Law Court and rescind and revoke and cancel and break the agreements that you've had because you are concerned, we can tell you that there's been some supporters of SPL's Pro that have successfully messaged the Common Law Court and said they want to step out and break the agreement and leave, and they want all details to be removed. I'd like to see your commentary about the involvement with the Common Law Court, John Agent Smith, and I'd like to hear you if you believe you've rescinded, changed the agreement, broken the contract, which, you know, I'm using a lot of words here, but the agreement, then you'd go on to DuckDuckGo or a search engine of your choice, and you'd put in your person's calling, as is on, you've given to the Common Law Court, and then you'd put the words Common Law Court. So I can't release, I don't have permission to show you, but today I've made a phone call and I've double checked with one of our private supporters, one of our initiates of self and law, as we termify you, initiates, self-educators, not so much scholars. Scholars is part of a scholarship. All right, so we've checked in, and I've just double checked what they did in order to rescind and revoke, break the agreements that they previously set up with this legal entity, vis legis or vis legis entity, trading entity, as such, and they've confirmed how and what they did. I've never been in touch with the Common Law Court. I've never been into the website. I've never looked at it. I don't care about it, to be fair. I consider him a charlatan and always have done, and I haven't copied or been influenced by John Smith or this website at all, ever. So let's go to the chat, if that's okay, and I want to see what go on. We're going to leave, let me put, no, we're not going to leave that on, no, we can do better than that, can't we, David? Yes, we can. This is where we live, for those of you that may be new to I and our trust, our ethos, morals and ethics. This is where we live, and this is what we have to be careful, because I'm logged in and I can't go into some of the areas because they are private, and I'll breach the trust by showing you publicly. But that's our introduction. G-Star, I've edited it, look. I've made it a bit bigger. He told me I wasn't to mess up the front page, but I've recently updated the introduction to welcome you, okay? And if you're not with us and supporting, you would press that, okay? Become a supporter, not a memberships, all right? We stay away from boats if we can. There's a little introduction page for you there. and you may consent, and you may let note. It used to say submit, but we changed that to I consent, let I in. It's basically the equivalent of a submit button. All right, so there's a bit of a splash page for you there. We have an excellent video for you to watch regarding the government and your straw man and legal liability. All right, we've got some testimonials there. Subscriber needs changing to supporters. We're working on that. You know, Greg sorts this out, and website development is in legal standard, you know, terminology, and then I have to go through and scrutinize every word and change it to something else. We offer a free basic last will and testament complimentary editable Word document as a free download when you join. They cost £20 off the high street shelves for you to get. Okay, this is a bit out of date now, some of the stories there that we have on the front page, and feel free to look at those at your perusal. And let me put that link into the chat as well, just for those on the replay. And, I know many of you watching now are already with us. We've got some garments, some apparel that you can make donations for to receive, which constitute free gifts. Here is somewhat old now, as we're in 2021, the Master Guild Key Competence documents that you also get to download for free from our resource library that I'm going to show you in a minute. The bundle pack, and you've got a civil judicial template for justice in there, the KV quasi trust. You got the Cesta K and the Cesta KV. We had it on the Telegram chat on last Wednesday, that we have each Wednesday from I think 9 p.m. it may be. A French lady talking about exactly breaking down the Francais, which was très bien. It really was. We have lots of consonants in that Telegram chat. I might just go in there now, quickly share that into the chat as well, because that's useful for you. This is a public chat, all right, so I'm not breaching anything there. Just let me give you that as well. If you'd like to come and chat with us on a Wednesday, we have a lot from around the world, continent-wise, family-wise, with us. It's a pure delight hearing real French from a French man, authentic, sovereign initiate of self. Principles of trust, law, governance, master servant slavery is there for you. Shadow contracts, fear and misery versus basic minimum income. UK corporate rank and file officers, police constables, powers to stop and search. A UK agent officer trustee interaction scenario 1 PowerPoint. That's a 10 megabyte zip. There's a lot in there. There's an awful lot of information. That's just your introduction, your basic bronze level. All right, I'll scroll back. We can press this button here and it takes you to the top, David. Come on. We can't go into activity because that's private and I'll breach the trust. We can go into news, but it's not relevant. I can't take you into forums because that's all private and only accessible by supporters that are with us. But I can take you to the resource library. We have a table view, and we've just created a sovereign lexicon. So the resource library looks a little something like this. We have, so you download again that there, that's where you download the bundle other than on the home page. 362 documents. We have keywords that you can enter here, such as PCN, parking charge notification, and the website does a deep dive. Yes, see people, Bo people talk. That's Greg again. He did that, not me. Before you shoot me down. All right, and you'll find 18 documents. It is a little bit sensitive, we've been told. Look, well, you start typing and sometimes it searches straight away, but acceptance is a favourite one for conditional acceptance. All right, and it will deep dive and give you some results regarding anything that's got acceptance in. All right, you delete that and it will reset back to its original. Last file uploaded was the ministerial code. I've done a lot of work on the ministerial code, the rule of law, the force of law, ministers, the prime minister, ministers of church. This is a war to do with churches, monarchies and banks, and the ministerial code is how we hold ones like Matt Hancock and others to account. And you've got here on the left key tags, if you like, 1611, 1666, all the years that I've put in from acts and statutes and things that have gone through. Then we've got actual words themselves for you to look at, A for V, abducted academies, from to A to Z, administration, administrative, all the way through down to Z, all right, Babylon, Black's Law, every keyword that I've put into the documentation on the file download. We've got categories for you, all right, underneath the tags. Acts, Admiralty Maritime, we got Acts has got 161, Admiralty Maritime 43, Alan Watt, he's got 1, Alistair Crowley, okay, Chancery 66, if I just click Chancery for instance, it will bring up everything to do with Chancery, you see, boom, 66 documents, just happens to be 66, we could go on for a while, yeah, Christian, there's 8, Church Law, Church Trinity. I'm interested on common law. Let me scroll down, see what common law says. Common 18, common law 3 and 1. So because we're a trust and equity site, we have a lot of words. Let's go to T, guardianship law. Just scroll down, just click this, and then also use the word search. We're continuously improving, and you will need to sometimes manually have a look as well. Test data, testament, testament, tester, testify, below, testy, testicles, okay, tester, so you have testes and tester. Thoth has got 12, Thoth, all right, theology, theological, thrice. We've done as best as we can to help you out here. Trust there, 32, trustee 4, trustees 2, trusts in capital 4. So you click on trust there, and that will bring up all the relevant publications, PDFs that we've got for you, 85 of them. All right, and then you can also go table view. If you find this view a little bit annoying, it removes the pictures and it gives you, all right, the 362 downloads for the resource library. It tells you when they were created, when they were modified, and the kilobyte, megabyte size, and then the number of downloads that we've had so far. And you may actually enter keywords. It's rather faint, but next to the Master Guild key competence, you can actually put in trust. Press enter, and then it will bring up, it will do something, he says. Or maybe not. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to give Gregory a nudge, G-star, and say, what? It's not done a lot, has it? No, it doesn't seem to work. Something's happened there. But again, you can see for yourself. Oh, Alistair Hudson, equity and trust. It has done it. It is working. It's just displaying it differently. Fully secret and half secret trusts and express trusts. 58 downloads. Judicial Trustees Act of 1896. The 3 certainties of trusts and where we should and shouldn't place our trust. LexisNexis quiz. Roman translation, collected papers on land tenures. We've got collected papers on land tenures, uses and trusts. Lawful notice, private trust property for you. Understanding equity and trusts. Principles of trust law, that's your sovereign masters guild key competence. So you've got 19 pages of trusts there. That was G-star ringing me. I told him I was live. He may be watching. Put it in the chat room, please, G. All right, so page 2. Let's see. Now, all right then. Oh, there we go. There's 19 results. They're all displayed there. I don't use this that often, can you tell? Because I have them on files and on USBs and on my computer. So yes, I'll tell you what is available for free on the open source public domain that I'd like you all to look at. Let me go back to the library as it is normally. Memento. There's a publication that I'd like you all to consider looking at. If you'll find it, make sure it's here first. Principles. Principle, P-L-E-S. Principles of Equity, the second edition. There's 640 pages here. The Principles of Equity. Open your browser if you're not with us, and have a look. This is given to you by the Gutenberg Free Printing Press Project, and also there are Google Books that you allow for you to have free. It's an old documentation. So if I go, so it's this Principles of Equity. I simply copy that. I open a new tab. I've got my DuckDuckGo search there. I type the Principles of Equity. I put PDF. Okay, I press enter. It's as simple as it is, and you can find the equity. Wait. Law school. No, it's on alistairhudson.com. No, Trust Technology. Let me go because I've got it ticked on United Kingdom. Look, you will find it now. Principles of Equity. There's quite a lot of the PDFs. If you put in before that archive.org space the Principles of Equity PDF, Internet Archive, you'll find it there. The Principles of Equity. It's quite hard to find the second edition. It's very early on, from the 1800s. It's on about edition 16 now. That's something, a PDF that I'd advise you all to get. Principles of Equity, second edition PDF, Thomson Reuters, Australia. So then I click on that. One of the many various outlets you can get it, and they want $111, 111. Funny that. The Principles of Equity is a compilation of essays from 20 authors, each an authority in their area, and edited by Patrick Parkinson. It presents the principles of equity in a clear, comprehensive and contemporary manner for the use of both practitioners and students where appropriate. Equitable principles have been considered together with statutory rules that cover much the same field of application. This is out of print since 2007, so it's not a version. I don't know, maybe it's been removed. You see a lot of documents getting removed. That isn't the second edition then. As we have here, actually I'm just going to download it. It's had 79 downloads, so I'm just going to do this for you. There's only one way to do this. This is what you do when you support us, all for your 12 credits, promises. It's all within, there's no VIP areas, it's all open access. Okay, Principles of Equity. Let's open this bad boy up. Google. All right, so it's telling you this is a digital copy of a book, preserves, blah blah blah, legal disclaimer. It's got 641 pages. It will provide to me. There we go. All right. I'm looking for the year initially. Printed by Ballantyne and Company, Edinburgh and London. This is a scanned copy, obviously. Here we go. Very, very brilliant. Very, very Snell. Edmund Henry Turner and Snell. This will give you some smiles if you're into this kind of, this is what you like, word porn, trust and equity fans. 1872, look, Belliard, Templar Bar, let me say Temple, B-A-R, London Society. There are, oh, I've got to look at the chat room, thank you G. Let's go. Blue Man's, let's have a look. Let's leave that page there a moment. I've got to look at the chat. There we go, get it right. I want to give you that other window. Let me see, scrolling through. Thank you for the nudge, my man G. Claire, it's signed up, asked them to remove, which they did. I can still find myself connected to C.L.C. in Google search, shows my, as we said, there you go, thank you for that, Claire. What? SCH, look at the title, talking about common law court. If you haven't already gathered, you've come in late. All right, we're talking about expert in all legal matters, Steve McRae Bincham, and his recent news publication. I've only ever said John Smith, Agent Smith, and cast my aspersion, doubts, and speculatory comments on this common law court and its setup. And today we're discussing the expert in all legal matters commentary regarding Agent Smith, John Smith, and the common law court. Freedom of speech, no defamation of character, and no slander is going off. As always, clean hands and in honour. Duties and obligations. Thank you for joining. I thought only one can hold a copy. I thought one can only hold a copy. Submit, yield, place oneself under the control of another. Are you getting that from? What kind of dictionary? What implied meanings and definitions? What book is that coming from? Legal, English, Oxford, law? I'd like to know. Thank you. Swedish Gandalf. Yes, G man. Just take a minute and have a look at this device as well, just so I can see what I'm actually looking for. I've already made my disclaimer. That's done. Rewind the video. Right at the beginning, I did a disclaimer. I am professional and honourable. Thank you, though. See, I can't see any problems here. They asked me for a copy of my passport to verify my identity. I sent them a copy. What's the port pass and the passport? That's another document, you know, signatory on it, bonded instrument, passport, driving license, and birth certificate, such things as. Okay, so be careful when you volunteer and submit things like that. Not having a go, but no, this is first-hand knowledge. This is what I'm after. Thank you very, very much again for that information, because I don't know. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. Who is Fresh Start? I don't know. That's what we're here to find out, Albert. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo on that one either. Doesn't appear to be non-profit. Well-being help shouldn't be profit speaking. Exactly. Gee, I can't see anything. Can you text me what the issue was? There's nothing in the chat that I can see that is a concern. Those of you that aren't blue, that are regulars, I will make you blue when I have the ability. It's too much going off now. Now is not the time. All right, we'll do it later on in the week. And tonight we are live on SPLS Pro on a private update. It's not going to be open to the public. We had an open evening last Saturday. 6 of you turned up. So that showed me the interest on that one, and it was advertised Facebook and the Telegram group. So there's not much call for an open video chat. We'll have another open night. We'll do it every 3 months, intermittently, okay? Own nothing but control everything. Hey. They have a proof of life record. Yes, quite a lot have copied. We had a Mark 1 evidence of life, essence and incarnation that was done on our Facebook trust some years ago. This has been years in the making, the perfecting of the evidence of life, essence and incarnation, and a supplementary, supplementary additional paperwork that I give you for your consideration, which has become the object of my life's work. There are many out there that are imitating and emulating and not originating. So I'm perfectly aware of Biz Nelson and her trusts, and We By Any Debt, Kindness Credits, the trusts that they have there, and obviously common law court and practical lawful dissent, Magna Carta. I've been around a while and I've met and seen most of them. I've taken hits, defamation of character and slanderous, libelous remarks, and I'm still here, you know, bold as brass. How do, Eric? Nice to see you nice. Should I change my passport? I'm worried now. I want the room to chat as well, and I want you to come and find us in our Facebook domain, which is here. You go to our homepage, okay. Now we've discovered the Principles of Equity 2nd edition. You click that blue F, simply, and it opens up a new tab, takes you straight to there. So if you want to come and have a chat with us and talk about this, when we say we're going to provide remedy and we're going to give you answers, you'd come here and you'd find splspro.com Facebook. If you don't like Facebook and you'd rather not use that, then you would go to our homepage. You would roll down. You would click become a supporter and give us 12 promises and chat with us in the private. Okay. Okay, yeah. Blue Man's, is there a problem in the chat? No, there isn't. False alarmed me, G, or tell me what I'm looking at. There's nothing to look at. Going back to the principles of equity. All right. So then I'm going to show you something else about this once we've done the introductions. Preface. Yeah. We do Control and F. Put in trust. Didn't work very well, did it? Get rid of that. Put in equity then, surely. And it should then read. It's not, you can't use it. Some documents won't let you use the Control and F for the word search option, which then allows you to locate the keywords of the areas that you're looking at. As it's got 641 pages there, you know, it's quite a in-depth document, and you don't want to be reading it from beginning to end unless you've got the time. You might want to. I've read dictionaries from beginning to end, more or less in their entirety. So negotiable instruments, there's no control and you can't select the text. So yeah, you can see the titles as they are. You can't scan through this, but there is a particular interesting patch in here I'd like you to look at, but we'll leave that for now. All right, we'll go back to the home page. What else was I going to show you about the library? Sovereign Lexicon next. This is a new edition that Greg's just created. About we've got 20 in here so far. The birthday, born day, and birthday, birthday is there. Look, so we've got once born, the child is told to celebrate their birthday from the moon by eating cake. Why cake? Because the Latin word placenta literally means cake, flat cake. Birthday. You've got court, but you've also got CAUGHT, all rise, recess, testament, black robes, doctor, doc, and then a tour. Okay, and we've got all of the Sesta K, Sesta KV. All right, we've got Sesta KV at the top, and then we got underneath the Sesta K. So we're working on this. We need some help with this, and we want you to provide us some of your, you know, what you find as well along your travels. Videos, we've got video library and a video resource vault. So the video library will link straight to YouTube, and it will give Indiglo feeds there as I'm on SPL's Pro. This video is not on. There are 39 pages regards to the videos that we have, and I release through Indiglo. And then if we go video resource vault, this is a great edition which has got some courses on in the video playlist forum of YouTube, so you can check and look at all of these. It hasn't been updated for some time. I set this up 2 years ago. I updated it with an evidence of life, essence, incarnation, video guide and relevant information from January-ish this year. Sesta K, trust definition video, affidavits and court claim, estates in reversion, Genesis translated, the great Jordan Maxwell, secret of secrets, the elixir of life, Zachariah Sitchin and Jordan Maxwell, rare must-see archived video, Jordan Maxwell, the chief cornerstone, the great British mortgage swindle, another member of the paid opposition, I would say, I would argue what goes on there. Seta KV Act by Tammy Pepperman and more, common law and legal stuff. 99 videos. Let's click on that. What does that bring us? Robert Explains. That's Robert Sproul from up north, Scotland. Not so keen on that man either, to be fair. Christian Remedy in Law. Daniel taught me an amazing amount. He's on the .com there in the form of the video access, and also is mentioned in our publications. Romley Stewart, the Gloucester channel. Let me just go to the last page. Common law legal stuff, 99 videos. So that's a playlist that you'd look at. 3 types of tort compensation it starts off with, okay, and you've got then the option to click here, and there's your 99 options of your playlist. All right, conditionally, because there's lots of for consideration. No legal advice. This is obviously in the public domain. Yeah, explaining a little bit about things. So we have got an awful amount of videos. Money is a debt, full playlist. We get to the last page. Yeah, 3 years old. An introduction into trust and equity. Yes, that's what you get to the last page, because the last page is as they're put on first. All right, so you've got that to look at. This is what I added in what I thought would be most beneficial. So page 3 is the beginning of, and page 1 is the latter additions to. So I want to look at this video here. JB, there was some from me there as well. Audio recording of bailiffs removal. So lecture 1 out of part 39. What is law? University of London international programs. So hopefully, oh, they've made it private now. I'm glad I downloaded them all. Ah, they don't like us sharing, look. Yeah, download, no links were found. Dame Hazel Glenn discusses the nature of law and the sources of English law. Looks like they've all been removed. It's been made private. 3 years ago they were public. That was golden. It's gone. You see, things are being moved and changed left, right and centre. So that explains a little bit about the video section, you know. So for 12 promises we want to educate you. We don't want you to put items into our trust. We don't want you to register, and we don't want you to submit. We don't want to see anything about your person's private, sensitive data and information. No, we do not. We have a different ethos and mentality going on. We teach you how to recognize and retain your rights. All right, so that was fun, wasn't it? I'm going to go back to the chat, and we're finished now. I've done my bit. I'm going to leave this up for review. Okay, we don't need this on anymore because we've explained everything we needed to there. I'm going to have to leave you something like this on while I go to the chat room then. Get out. And we're finished. We'll say goodbye. It's going to be a short goodbye. Okay. Where did I get to? Easy Michael. What? I remember all those names and used to follow UK column for years. Not anymore, but do go on their forum boards for a look through now and again. Ah, a wise lady, Sister Kathy. A wise lady. Excellent site. Well done. Thank you, Lisa. Much love to you, and continuous improvement. We haven't finished yet. Trust me. The documents need proofreading and looking at. You know, academia now having quite a lot. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you as well. Once I've looked at the chat on there, I'm going to show you a little bit of the recent posts I've put in Facebook. We'll speak to Claire back. Anybody got any comments for Claire of the Black Fam regarding passport? Thank you, Nonna, for the video intro to Fresh Start Foundation. Eric says he did a search on a couple of search engines, and the only thing that came up was a copy of my medical marijuana certificate, nothing about my BC. I intend to email them again to ask why, after they told me all of my information had been removed, that the the cert still comes up. Yeah, it could be an error, or I don't know why, but obviously you've been told one thing, and you've got data GDPR, general data protection rulings. If they are a legal registered entity, then you'd argue that under GDPR you have the right to be forgotten. When anybody cancels support with SPLSpro.com, I and Greg, the systems, the network itself deletes all trace, all posts, all everything. If you leave us, you leave us, and you are forgotten, literally. So you have argumentation for support there. Not an FB, became a supporter today. Thank you. Bosh, that was you then, was it, Claire? Much love. Welcome to the fam. We will talk soon. And we're on a live video tonight from 8:30. We'll see you and chat with you soon, all right? No panic. Listen to the chat room. Listen to the public consensus. And also listen to us, and then you'll make an informed decision. All right. Albert, just because the site delete data, it will not update on Google straight away. Give it 30 days. Thank you, Albert. Yeah, you've got the crawling bots and everything there. Albert's got quite a technical mind, so he can be validated by I, and he's not connected with C.L.C. He's not trying to protect them. He's talking sense and truth. What else do we have? My juice. Caught. You didn't see that, did you? S. That's it. You could catch fish, catch, caught in the act, caught red-handed, caught. Yeah, you've been caught. Caught's playing a game on a court, basketball court, tennis court. Eric's saying it's been more than 30 days, so it should be removed. There you go then. That's good information. Search tool for the international early. Maxwell Vids. Yes, I. Yo, Kathy, I did that with you in mind. I saw you was here, and for those that may be on the replay, so thank you very much for that feedback. I did it for you and others in mind that didn't know how to navigate the site, as well as a bit of promotions there for ones that didn't know where we live, that may come to have a look at the chat and the input, and talk about Agent Smith, as we like to call him. All right, so thank you all. Wonderful help. You're welcome, Claire. Thank you. I've challenged them on GDPR breach, but they have not responded so far. All right, Claire, you need to go here and look at swap it. Come on, David. Commissioners information. Office. Come on. Home, the ITO. All right, when you go there, go away, save and close, and you work your way through that. There is a video on Indiglo, my other channel. He's currently in jail, speaking about COVID and viruses, and you'd work your way through making a report, and they will get in touch and let them know. All right. I'll leave that there, but just a reminder. All right, let me go back to the chat. Yes, we're going tonight, live tonight. I'll see if Kevin's available. If not, it'll be me, and it isn't replacing later, so anybody can join. I'm going to try and do it this way. We're going to have a tube chat this time, and I'll try and plug Zoom in. Zoom is plugged in. Zoom is plugged into Streamlabs, what I'm using to broadcast. Streamlabs open broadcasting software, so we'll have Zoom. Zoom will be on YouTube. It will be one cast via YouTube, but on the screen will be everybody on Zoom on YouTube. It'll be like a hangout that we used to have. I promised you we'd go back to the old ways, and we found a way to go back to multiple heads on the YouTube screen. You understand that? You'll come here, you'll watch one screen on SPLS Pro, and on that one screen there'll be all of us on Zoom. What? ZoomTube. Shh. It's gone from Facebook yeah, booktube, all of that to this way. So we'll see you later at 8:30. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I'd like to say, bosh, one love. That is it. And we'll see you soon. All right. We continue to investigate. Thank you to Steve, an expert in all legal matters, for your recent revelations, or the recent to me. I don't know when that was posted and published, but thank you. Much love.